Hello. Hello. It's a little cold. It's not too bad. It's a pretty okay weather. This one I want to go back and do a better job at because it is way... Once I learned consistently how to make little circles, I realized this is just way too overwrought. Well, I've done most of the puzzles in the game. I'm going back and doing them better. But there's also like user-created puzzles and stuff that I haven't taken a look at yet. The thing about this version is I'm doing this silly thing where I'm making a hemisphere explicitly, and then I'm slamming the halves together. Which is like, you know, that's okay. Whoops, this is the wrong one. That's the one that doesn't work. This one is the one that, my fastest one. But yeah, like, I'm making these egg halves and slamming them together, and it's like, why am I doing that? It's not necessary. So I'm going to do some better egg construction here. And we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to delete all this stuff. Here's what we do. Yeah, first we feed these guys. And I want to do it from back here. It's a little bit tricky because I want to leave room to grab this guy. So grab, retract. I mean, maybe it's fine. Maybe I can swing that out and not hit anything. Let's not worry about it. What's my best way to deal with this? Yeah, so if these guys are here, and they're pullers, we go grab, retract, rotate counterclockwise, grab, retract, rotate clockwise, reset. So that's just going to give us those. Now while that's happening, we're not waiting. We're starting to build the thing. And we're going to try to build it with both of these at the same time. So on cycle 2, this is going to be crazy to try and do this as fast. So we need to do this thing. And we need to deliver these. It's funny that this doesn't work out. Like we need to, oh, well, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so we deliver this to here. Bam. And then we start doing the standard thing. We deliver it to there. Now maybe if we start so we can deliver that there. Pretty easy. We can deliver that there. We can deliver that there. So simultaneous. And then that's up. And then well, the question is if I try to just do one of these things, or if that's too slow. Because, you know, with this, you like rotate a guy on, and then you rotate another guy, you push and rotate. So push, rotate, push, rotate, push, rotate. The thing is, I guess that works. But I guess there's a two-guy version of that where it's like, how would that go? Land, land, simultaneously, and then rotate, track, track. That's kind of slow. That's 3 moves. I guess I just try to build it straight up. When you're trying to go for max speed, just life changes a little bit. So we're gonna go straight from there to there. We're gonna go straight from there to there. Well, what frame do we get these guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. So on frame 4, that's pretty late. Although, so frame 3 we grab these, frame 4 they're still out. So yeah, so we have time, we can track a guy onto here. So direct, extend, go. All right, let's just do that. Let's build that half of the egg. 3 is, as soon as this resource is up again on track 2, he's going to grab, rotate right, and release. 4, same time, it's going to do that. Now, sadly, this guy's not going to be ready very soon, so we have to do something else, but that's fine. Actually, do we want to... Like, how would I do this? Because I'm thinking, I mean, maybe I just make the frickin' egg. Bam. Bam. Those hopefully don't hit. All right. 4 goes left, 3 goes right, and then on frame whatever, this goes there. Oop. Wait, I made the wrong, did the wrong thing. Okay, that's half an egg. We have to deliver this thing. Let's go get that. Now, of course, we need to salt these, but we can late salt it. It's fine. Magnum sauce, you got to work your way up to the good titles. You got to start small, and eventually you can pick the most awesomest titles. Okay, so that's half an egg. Now the thing is, these are ready like before it's like we really want to. When we salt, if we rotate this molecule here while this is happening, we'll do the slightly slower version and then we'll try to speed it up. But if we do that, and we have a second guy here that we can somehow fill out, to be decided, then we'll get one bond on the rest of it, and when we rotate, we could make the second bond. So 4 is going to track that. And 3 is going to track that. And rotate the molecule. No, not yet. 3's got to wait. Wait, what? I was editing 4. I was saying 3 and editing 4. No. 3. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Look at that. Okay. So we fill out these 3. And then late bind, late salt, and then we're done. And we can pre-grab on this, so we can pivot from any arm. Any arm going in any direction. So we're going to need a binder. I don't know, maybe we'll curve around that way. This is going to be so much better than my previous solution. Okay, so I mean, this is a little iffy. Because 4 is going to be like out. Well, we're going to take advantage of the fact that 4 is out. So the last guy to take is 3. So on the same time 4 starts, we're going to have a 5 that hits that. Five is going to grab, track, release. Let's see if that'll probably hit. He might have to wait a frame. Yeah. Oh wait. He probably has to wait 2 frames. Yeah. It's okay. Maybe. I don't know, actually. So the thing about this is, okay, we'll finish this, but we pretty much have to do faster because this is annoying because this has to go before this. Because these guys are late, so you ideally want to have everything else built before these guys need to show up. I'm not exactly sure the best way to do that, but I could think of some ways. I could think of some ways that are nothing like what I'm doing right now. Okay, so now we want to grab at the same time that 4 goes. We're going to hope we don't hit 4. Probably not. 5 is going to take the life, rotate left, and track. Left. Hope that doesn't hit anything. Yeah! Okay. I feel like we're going to want that green in there. And then so 5 is going from there. So we're going to have to wait a frame. See, this has all these weights. 8 is going to go grab when 5 grabs. It's going to grab, then he's going to go, well, yeah, he's going to track it for now. Six is still the slow poke. Okay. So like I said, then we're going to have an arm whose sole responsibility is to deliver this. So after 6 releases, this new guy goes grab, rotate right, release. Wait. We want him to pre-grab, so he wants to be one more frame. Okay, so I missed the binding by a little bit. Oh man, okay. We'll just salt in a separate stage for now, because like I said, I might, if I can't get rid of that earlier latency, I might want to do this a different way. So that's going to be salt, and then, oops. All right, so salt's going to be there. And then, that means we're going to drop off there. Yeah, if we can't speed up these guys, then I'm not going to try to get rid of this frame. Oh, we got to add the extra rotate. Well, I feel like this is probably maybe faster than the old one. No, because we're just waiting so long for these guys. Oh, we're not waiting that long. That's really slower than the other one. I'm a little surprised. See what our resource utilization is. 2, 2, 2. Yeah, these guys, let's see if we can figure out a better way to deploy these guys. So if we're binding out here, we could just deliver this guy out here instead of there. It's just, we don't have a good way to reach him at this point. He's kind of stuck back there. But like, we could make this like a triple bonder and just, oh no, because we'd sweep through that guy. We would sweep through that guy. You're doing a beginner workshop in a month in Iraq. We have close to like 0 developers here. Our intention is to try to kickstart the game development culture. What do you think I should cover in the workshop on the technical side? I don't know. Have people play games like this because it's problem solving. And you don't get intimidated by having to learn a specific programming language or anything. I would just, yeah, do that. Does tracking 4 before turning it cause issues? Maybe not, and that might save a frame there. Let's see. No. Wait. No, it shouldn't matter. Yeah. So that then. Six can certainly be at least a frame earlier. It just hurts because not only is he a frame late, not only is he a frame late, but he takes 2 cycles to get where he's going. And well, I mean, that's the story, really. It's only these 2 guys that can't be salted because of the bond. So that guy goes through this square. So we can just put a salt there, right? We can't do that here because of this track. But since 6 is waiting anyway, okay, we're going to get another frame. This is hella stupid, but since 6 is waiting anyway, we're going to have him track up and hit that salt. So now, by the time we get here, Those guys are going to be salted. See what I'm saying? And that means that all we need is these. And then like that. So that saved us 2 frames. Oh, now we're over eagerly rotating. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? No, I just have the rotation right. Or not right is the case maybe. That's still slower than my other one. Wow. I'm amazed by that. I'm not that amazed by that. Dude. Okay, wait, 9 is waiting too long. He's just sitting on his butt. Oh, because we saved that cycle and we forgot to incorporate that. So now it might be this will be slightly faster. No, only 51, what? Oh, right, because that's only a latency move. It's not a throughput move. I mean, we're on an 8 clock here. So who's putting us on an 8 clock? 8 for no reason, because he's grabbing and sitting on his butt. So that's fine. That's going to prevent us. We could maybe go on a 7 clock. Because the problem is we're not getting this resource off the square. Maybe we can move it. Let's get to 7 clock and then we'll see. So, and then number 6 can just be a double. Oh, wait. No, that's tracking. He can have a looping track. Instead of going all the way back around, you release. That's a 7. And then 3 is keeping us on an 8 clock. Grab, rotate right to free the resource. Okay, nothing's happening here. Seven has to retract anyway. So 7, seven's already paying to retract. I just hope that timing is good. Yes. Okay. So now we're on a 7 clock, which means this probably beats our last score by a couple cycles. $46. All right. Let's save that. 7 o'clock. We need to get to 6 o'clock. Six. Guy number 6 and guy number 7 are now keeping us. Unfortunately, I don't really know what to do about it. There's no time there for a handoff. Ain't no time for handoff. Handoffs for Gandalf. Okay, wait, I don't think we can get to a 6 o'clock. Okay, we certainly can't anyway, as long as 8 is sitting on his resource. So, let's do the same trick. So 8 goes grab, plus, release, plus. That's still an 8 clock. Plus, release, plus. Ugh. So 6 and 8 and 7 are the party poopers. Oh, that's a 7 clock. Well, let's at least. And that gets us there too early. Okay. We're sorry, too late. I mean, he could start earlier, it's just... Can he just go normally? I don't... Does that really crash? Of course it does. Of course it does. So now, where is he delivering to? He's delivering to the middle? No, the bottom. No, the top. He's delivering to the top. So we can actually do this. You can grab, rotate left to there, and then track to the upper left. And so this guy's coming in. Oh no, those are going to hit because they're tracking in opposite directions. What a pain in the butt. I'm pretty sure they will hit. Let's do it anyway. Oh, wait, that's connected to all these other guys now. Okay. You can't do that anyway. Well, let's go back to when it was right. You know, I feel like rather than messing with this design, I try a different design. That's what I think. What am I working on these days? Well, I'm working on some stuff. We're not announcing most of it. I mean, there's well-known stuff like the programming language and all that I'm doing, but there's also stuff that is not publicly known, and I really can't say what it is. Okay, let's sort of keep the very beginning of this design about feeding this thing. But then the job of this system is as follows. We build at max throughput a bunch of 2-link segments. We just crank them out, and that's how we know we're at max throughput. Because that other situation was complicated. It's like, oh, are we doing something on this frame or that frame? And it's like, you know what? You know what? That's what I have to say about that. So we're going to be like, this guy goes there, and this guy goes there. And this is double pumped. We can't do it that way. What is a good way to do it? Because we have to, like, to double pump this, we have to have guys like, this is just not a good place for these resources, as it turns out. Because you have to be able to have guys on both sides. So like, if we like did this, bam, and then, you know, there, bam, bam, and we could build a segment every, well, like that. And then this guy could live in the middle somewhere. Problem is, we want to figure out how to feed this immediately. And this is not going to be immediate. We could take a 1 cycle of latency, but I would rather get it figured out. So we could feed into there immediately. Oh no, we can't. We got to feed into the salt platforms immediately. That's what we have to do. Who am I kidding? So like, that could happen. Boom. It's just we want both of them. Okay. This is starting to look like a design. So 1 immediately goes grab, rotate left, extend. 2 goes grab, rotate right, extend. As soon as we can, 3 and 4. I mean, now I'm kind of hemming myself in. But whatever, we're going to figure it out. I mean, there's nowhere to go. And we need to double pump this, like I said. So, okay, that's not going to work because my salt platforms are where the double pump needs to be. Okay, maybe we don't double pump it. Maybe we build a separate segment. That's not going to be that different from the other design. I don't know, maybe it will be. I mean, as long as we make sure, my goal is just to issue from here every single damn frame. That's just the new goal. Yeah. I don't know, man. Okay, it's like, it's pretty easy to build a segment there and build a segment there. We could have, and that gives us more space. And maybe we could use, you know, like, we don't want these segments at these angles. We want this, that, and what do we do? I mean, we can build this segment. And then shift it on. You can build it up here. Shift it onto a triple bonder this way. Like bam, bam. Bam, bam. It's just, that's going to take time. It's going to take time. I think it's something more like this. So let's just start doing some stuff. So 4 goes, and 5 goes. 4 goes, grab, rotate, clear, grab, rotate, clear. Grab, rotate, track, rotate, molecule. All right, so that's going to give us a thing like we had before. With a place for like this guy. And this, if we do similarly, to, well, that's the thing, is we want the segment up there. build it here. I don't know, man. I felt like this was going to be easy. Is this Destiny 2? Casey, this is the Destiny 2 expansion pack that hasn't even been announced. Replacing programming via type text with some other novel type of input. Do I think Zachtronics is sitting on anything practical? Do you have any other ideas? No, I wouldn't want to write a program with like this. I mean, okay, if your idea of a program is like simple flowchart stuff, then totally. Totally. But that's not what programming is. The program text part of programming is not really the cause of any problems. You could imagine if we fix all of our big problems, if we fix the 100 problems that are bigger than the fact that you have to type text. I'm talking about serious programmers, not like, hobby people or people who just want to learn about computers. That's fine, right? I mean, if you want to just learn about computers, play a game like this, play Shenzhen.io or something. But if you're actually like trying to build sophisticated software, you have way bigger problems than the fact that you're typing text. And the fact that people get excited about some kind of neuromancer programming thing just shows you the degree to which they're either ignoring the real problems or are unaware of the real problems, possibly because they don't write real software. So, dude, the situation out there is horrible. Programming is shitty right now, and has been for a long time, but the problem is not text. It's something else. Imagine the people who make Visual Studio, who can barely make you an environment that will successfully program your text, given, a really long time to do it, and given such a terrible programming language. Imagine those people designing a visual system where you can't directly, like everything is controlled by some data structures that you don't ever directly see, that like abstractly represents a program. That's going to be amazing. Okay, the people who write the iOS calculator, which by the way, if you go 1 + 2 + 3, wait, let me make sure. Yeah, what the fuck is going on? 1, 2, 3. Oh look, it put 23 because there's latency on the plus. Try it yourself if you don't believe me. 1, 2, 3. It didn't get the second plus because the plus was still animating its little flash, so it wasn't done yet, so you couldn't hit plus again. You want those people getting between you and what the computer actually can do? I don't think you do. I don't. So that's what I have to say about that. Have I seen the visual run books in Azure? They are painful. I have not, but I'm not surprised. The imagine if scenario you just described actually exists. It was direct show. Well, sort of, except I never used any visual interface for direct show. I just tried to use the C++ non-existent interface where the documentation was copy this 3,000 line demo program, right? I guess that's the reason it worked that way, was because it was a visual node graph editor where you just hook up the nodes. It's so terrible. You weren't asking from wondrous new input perspective? Then what perspective was it? Because that's the only thing that comes to mind when you talk about not programming in text anymore. I want to play some PUBG sometime, but I'm too tired tonight because I stayed up really late last night on this game doing my secret strat. Yeah, I mean, there's all these people who are doing like, look, it's your visual programming environment. It'll tell you the output of the expression as you type your code. And you're like, what? That only works for the most trivial of programs. Beyond that, yes, I certainly would like to be able to visualize my program better, for sure. I would love to do 5 years of program visualization research. But it wouldn't look anything like that. It wouldn't look anything like, what's the frickin' JavaScript type pages, pagification Meyer, Dingelmeyer Smith, I forget what it's called. Light table, that thing. Doesn't look anything like that. That's super misguided. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, super misguided. Yeah, I said it exposes functionality to non-programmers. That's totally fine. If you want to make a visual programming system for that purpose, great. But actual programmers do not want to be using that. I was starting to do this new design and it was turning back into the old design. I'm not sure how to prevent that. I mean, my vision was that I was just like cranking out dudes and somehow that was useful, but it's hard to crank out dudes and orient them on that kind of time scale because we have five frames. Well, maybe not. I mean, one. Okay. What if I build a segment like here? That points this way, no, this way. I build a segment down here. Pretty easy to imagine that. In fact, that's also a direct line from the salt. Build a segment here. And then drag this guy here, and there's a bonding here, right? We like built the segment here or something and dragged it. So then we have an egg without doing that much. The problem is if we build it in this close, we can't really pipeline. Because as soon as this guy is built, you want it off so you can do the next thing. Well, saying it's 2017, why are we still typing text to program? That's also a legitimate, that's a legitimate sympathy. It's just, dude, we have 100 things to do first that are worse, right? But yeah, I mean, maybe we shouldn't be using text to program. But if we can't even use text to program, we can't get beyond using text to program, right? We can't even use text to program right now. That's how bad it is. It's bananas. 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 Yeah, I don't recommend. I don't think anyone new should take up Emacs because it's just a fallen apart pile of junk. It's really an indictment of the whole state of computers. So I feel like people in computer science and computer engineering were really smart until the early to mid 80s. And then it got kind of worse. And then in the 90s, it got worse. And then once the web happened, it got terrible, right? So it's like we're using things that really smart people built the foundations of, and we're just putting crap on it. It's really not. It's really inappropriate and disrespectful, honestly. I mean, maybe I wasn't around enough, like in the 80s, to know, but dude, I learned programming in elementary school. I don't know what you're talking about. There's programming in lots of elementary schools. I took a programming class when I was 10 years old. I mean, I don't think everybody needs to learn programming in elementary school, but I think if you're interested in technology, which some kids are, a decent percentage of kids are, then they should. Yeah, it should be available for people to take as an option. For sure. For sure. And dude, I would even, if your elementary school class was just playing games like this, that would be way better than the programming class that I took. Is just basic programming where we did like print statements and stuff. I learned how to poke characters to the screen, right? Something like this would develop your critical thought in a tremendously more advanced way. So if you just play this and then your grade is based on your cycle counts in this game, then you would grow up to be a badass programmer. Why doesn't someone open that school? What do you think about learning programming as an adult? Is it worth it, or just stick to farming land? Well, look, I mean, if you're really interested in programming, then learn it, right? Because it's a very good thing to know. It's a very life-enriching thing to know how to do. If you're not really interested in programming, if it's just a job, then just do whatever job that you like, right? I'm not one of these people who thinks everyone needs to know how to program. When I was growing up, everybody said, oh, you had better know how your car works, because when your car breaks down on the freeway, everybody drives a car, so you have to know how the engine works. That's crap. No, you don't. Your car almost never breaks down, and when it does, it's not like you're going to be able to do anything about it. What are the chances if your engine explodes while you're on the freeway that you can fix it? 0. So it's the same with programming. Everybody says, oh, you have to be code literate or whatever, and I don't know. I think everybody should know the basic concepts of what's happening, right? You shouldn't be afraid of what your computer's doing. But, not everybody has to program. That's misguided. That is deeply misguided. I don't know if they were using Space Chem in schools. This is way better than Space Chem. The only problem is the fantasy plot in this game might turn schools off, because they're too stuffy. I don't agree with it. So I know what Zach is talking about when he says fun and learning are mutually exclusive. There's a very clear phenomenon that's happening there, and I try to explain it to people, but people are still confused about it. That is true, but that's only if you're very specific about the kind of learning, right? If you're trying to teach a specific programming language or how to build a specific type of thing and you try to make a game out of that, it's probably not going to be a good game. But this, you learn lots of stuff in this. They're just not, the concrete skills are not obviously applicable. Like, oh, I learned how to move little things around. How is that useful, right? But that's not the value. The value is the abstract thinking ability and the problem solving ability and the getting a flavor for how much you can improve something and for how to break a complex problem down into simple tasks, right? That's what programming is really about, and that's all here. So it's not really true that a game can't be educational and be a good game. It's just, it's hard to do it in the way that people stereotypically think of. What do I think about the difficulty curve? Because this game is easy to complete. I like it. I mean, I don't feel like it's that bad to get to the end. I mean, what does completing it mean, right? Okay, you did a basic solution to each of the puzzles. Well, of course you can improve those. So you're not really done with the game. I mean, I've played the game, I don't know, I think my Steam timer is screwed up, but I've probably played at least 70 hours in the past week, 80 hours. So like, what do you want? I'm not a big fan of super linear restrictions in games. I don't think those are that useful. I'm glad you guys are having fun with the game. Glad you appreciate it. This is definitely good for learning programming in the concrete. Look, the stuff that you do here is the same as what you do when you're solving very, very hard, advanced programming problems. Like I've got this frickin' multi-threaded program and I've got race conditions and I'm trying to figure out how to utilize this limited resource and blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing. It's just this is a simplified, abstracted context, which is better because that's what you want when you're learning, right? You don't want to get bogged down in the details of some complicated thing that's some random shape because that's what side of the bed some Intel engineer woke up on in 1983, right? That stuff's just cruft. What's important is the stuff that is in this game. I can't emphasize that enough. This is way better than like learning JavaScript if you want to be a real programmer. Way better. Way better. Have you ever looked at Liga Optimizoria or other not game-based optimization contests? No. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's fun. I like the way that they let you save a GIF out. I learned Scheme in my college, so it's not that rare for people. I guess they don't do it anymore, but yeah, I mean, again, you know, Scheme is a relatively, it has some advantages that it's a very simple language. The disadvantage is it's too simple and it's a pain in the butt in a lot of ways. So there is that. Yeah, I agree. Like, especially something like programming that's a very deep topic. You want the people who are interested in it to spend a lot of time with it. You don't want random people to spend a lot of time with it because that's opportunity cost. They could be spending that time doing something that they like better, right? So, yeah, I kind of agree with Casey there that it's okay. It's okay if learning is a little bit intimidating. I mean, there's bad things that can happen due to that too, but yeah. I mean, Scheme is elegant in a certain way, yes, but it's elegant in the way that this game is elegant, where you don't want to write real programs in it because it's too simple for what you want, right? A programming language should be simple, but it shouldn't be simpler than it needs to be. And Scheme is simpler than it needs to be. Or, I don't know how to say. There's a sweet spot, right? C++ is too complicated for what it does. Scheme is too simple for what you want to do with it. So there's something in the middle that is good. This just turned into a rant session. I ain't even playing the game. Right, that's the thing is, if you are sitting in front of a computer with internet access and you're asking for advice on how to program, then you failed to take the very first step. So either take the first step or just go do something else. Head to herd. I don't know what herd is, but see ya. You like the rant better than the game? You mean this game? You don't like this game? This is a good game. I mean, I know what you say about Zachtronics games. This one feels less like explicit work than something like Shenzhen does, because it's in a different form. But yeah, I know. But look, there's no code here. There's just little marbles. It's like a match 3. You just match the colors and they go boop and disappear. And then you invite a friend on Facebook to microtransact and you buy a hat. Okay, let me grab a snack. I'll be back in a second. It does not fool you. Yeah, we need to make everyone learn accounting. We need to make everyone learn construction work, because everybody's in buildings all the time. What are you going to do if the skyscraper you're in starts falling apart and you don't know any construction work? You're going to be in trouble then. Everybody needs to learn metallurgy. Because what are you going to do if you're in a giant skyscraper and the beams aren't made out of the right kind of metal? You'll really be in trouble if you don't know metallurgy in that case. I never looked at Nanta Tetris, but people seem to have a good opinion of it, so that's okay. What do you mean by not enough students learn programming? How many is enough, right? There's a supposed engineer shortage, so you could say, well, that's why. But like, dude, Facebook has all these tens of thousands of people and they all basically do nothing, right? They don't need any Facebook doesn't need that many engineers. They just don't know how to. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's not. If you divide the average output of a company like Facebook or Twitter by the number of employees, the productivity is so astronomically low that you'll realize that they should have between 1 and 2 orders of magnitude fewer employees, right? If they did have 1 to 2 orders of magnitude fewer employees because they actually programmed effectively and adopted processes that resulted in actual productivity, then we wouldn't have an engineer shortage, right? Right, okay, obviously it's true. Twitter is doubling the length of the messages you can send, so they need twice as many programmers now, clearly. And you can tell they haven't staffed up yet because, for example, I am still limited to 140 characters on Twitter. So they've only got enough employees now to give some people 240 characters, but they're going to gradually roll that out as the company gets bigger. I feel like Google is much more productive than Facebook, yes. I mean, sure, they cancel most of their projects, but they at least make projects. And like, Google manages an operating system that's on 80% of the smartphones in the world, right? It's kind of a crappy operating system, but still, that's not nothing, right? That's way more than Facebook does. Facebook runs a website with a database backend. What do you do? Well, in this game making club, can't you just be in the club and have your own style? Like, is the club enforcing that people work in a certain style? Like, are you working on one common project or something? Earnings per engineer is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about productivity in terms of actual implemented functionality per engineer, right? Obviously, they have a lot of revenue per engineer because they can afford to hire that many people. But that's what happens with these companies is they grow as much as they can afford to grow. And then they become as inefficient as whatever randomly happens when they grow that big, right? So, I mean, that's just how it is. If you're running a big company like that, you have to fight hard to avoid that kind of incompetence creeping in, and Facebook didn't do it, right? So, whatever. I mean, yeah. It's no surprise. I mean, they were JavaScript programmers, right? So, whatever. You pitch games to each other and everyone contributes code or assets. You're all beginners, but you feel like you're being set up for OOP madness that forces us to keep scope small. Well, here's the thing. I have several things to say about that. One, if you want to get good at programming games, it's probably better to do something that is a size that you can manage yourself, like where you're one programmer and then maybe you team up with someone who does graphics for it or something, right? I don't think if you're not good at games yet, that getting together on a team of people who are also not good at games is going to ever produce anything, because team coordination is difficult. And if you're going to succeed, you also have to know what you're coordinating to do. And if you don't really know that because you haven't gone through it several times, you have to go through it several times to at least be a little bit competent at it. So you're giving yourself too many hard problems at once. You're giving yourself the hard problem of team coordination to produce something, and the hard problem of learning to make games, and the hard problem of actually making games, because learning to make games and actually producing a playable game is different. So you're giving yourself 3 hard problems at once. Like, why not just stick to 2 hard problems? You'll have a higher probability of succeeding. So I would use the club for motivation, being able to show your work, being able to communicate with people, but don't try to be an engineering team. That's not, I would be very surprised if that worked. Most of these companies do say how many engineers they have because they're publicly traded companies, and that's, you can get the breakdown by class of employee, right? That said, I have never seen anyone who cared enough to do that, right? You would think that engineering schools would be doing this or something to try and figure these things out, but they're not. They don't care. Engineering schools are just trying to get people hired by Facebook. They don't care. Interested to hear more of my opinion on C++'s meta template stuff and what you think its issues are. Is that a new thing? Are meta templates a new thing, or is this just the regular templates? I can't go into it. Templates are so messed up that if you need me to tell you why they're messed up, you just haven't run into the actual problems yet. So maybe just try using them for a while. No, okay, so you're saying the point is those stats show the company is doing the right thing by the marginal employee being way below average in productivity. I don't agree with that. No, I don't agree. I mean, there is some correlation, right? You could say, well, look, the profit per employee is some amount. So if we hire more employees, then we get more profit. But that's not true. If that was true, every company would just be growing without bound, right? In reality, what happens is you make some crappy website or whatever. This is how all these startups work. You make some crappy website for whatever reason, which is probably at least 50% luck, because there's a tremendous amount of luck in these things. Your website gets a lot of users, whereas the other people doing similar things don't, either because it was slightly different or slightly not as appealing or whatever, right? Then you get crap tons of money because everything in the web world is a power law, right? Where you're exponentially more profitable as you become slightly more appealing or whatever, right? So one person just massively wins, right? One search engine massively wins. Google was a better search engine technically than other alternatives, so that's kind of a little bit of an exception, and it's one reason why I respect Google a little bit. But one social network wins, one messaging platform wins, and they get all the money, right? It doesn't matter how good it is, it just matters that they won. And then they have all this money, and then they hire all these people, right? They're going to still have all the money because they won, because of the power law. Yeah. It's not that they are successfully employing the people to generate revenue. It's that they have revenue so they can hire the people. But also there is a thing where if you're a bulkier company, you can just play. So to IPO, you have to look good. And part of looking good is, convincing people that your insanely high valuation for 5 years from now is actually good. Because look, we're growing, and look, we have all these divisions doing all these things, right? The game is being played on that level. It's not being played on trying to build, trying to have highly efficient engineers level, for sure. So companies staff up in order to IPO. They don't, they're just hiring warm bodies half the time. I mean, not completely warm. They think they're trying to hire good people, but it's not how it works out. You're saying Facebook should hire anybody who can generate $150K a year of marginal revenue, and productivity can be super low because the multiplier of it being Facebook is so high. No, it doesn't really work that way. It doesn't really work that way. If Facebook doubled their headcount right now, then that number of 150K a year of marginal revenue would drop almost in half. That's just what would happen. So you can't use that number to justify anything. It's not meaningful. People pretend like it's meaningful, but it really isn't. What it's meaningful, what it means is just how high up the power curve you are versus how constrained you are in terms of hiring people. That's what it means. It's totally different. Why am I ranting about this stuff? I don't know. Nobody cares except me, apparently. It's shocking. It bugs me so much. Oh, I closed my Twitch window. Let me get back on Twitch. It just shocks me so much how bad the engineering output of these companies are, and that not only does nobody have a problem with it, nobody even sees that anything might be wrong. It's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. 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 Hopefully I never try to sell my company to Facebook and then people dig up this video. I don't know. I might be a little tired for PUBG right now. Maybe not. Maybe I could do some PUBG. Maybe. Depends if we can get Casey in the squad. Yeah, totally, right? I mean, the problem is, so as Casey's saying, if you actually had talented people doing a social networking site, that would be interesting. The problem is at this point, and this is where I say stuff that's going to make people really mad, of the people graduating from college with computer-related degrees, the percent, and who go get programming jobs, the percent who are actually good programmers is pretty low. I'm not going to attach a number to it, but it's low. So the average company that tries to put together a team to build a new social network or something is going to get those people. And of course you're not going to make something good, right? And even if you could, why would somebody join your no-name company when they can go be like, I don't know what the titles go at Google, but you can basically go to Google and make $500,000 a year if you're marginally clued, right? So why would anyone go to your startup when they can do that? So it's just hard to get talented people together, right? All of the talented programmers that I know are doing, that I personally know. I mean, there's plenty that I don't know, right? But they're all doing stuff that's very hard and takes a long time. So you're not going to get those people, right? So it just doesn't happen. It just does, and just by volume, almost every computer company that started is staffed by people who aren't good. So what's the point? But everybody thinks they're good because nobody really sees the actual good people. I don't know. End of rant. How do you know if you're a good programmer? Play this game, play Opus Magnum, and if you get a really good score on the leaderboards compared to your friends, or compared to, you need a pretty wide variety of people so that you know for sure that you're compared against, or some people that you think are good programmers. Do that, and that'll tell you if you're a good programmer. Okay, Nepsol B, what is your Steam name? It is true. No, if you can get top of the leaderboards, so I don't have that many friends playing this, but let's go to a relatively complicated puzzle. Not even toward the end of the game, but like invisible. I don't remember which one this is. Yeah, so I'm not at the very top here. I mean, I haven't put a ton of effort into this one, but if you're not at the bottom, then you're a good programmer. Of course, this is really loaded because most of the people on my friends list are like really, really good programmers. So, if you can solve the problems in this game, you're doing okay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if I did Surrender Flare today, and I did this ugly one, and it's faster than most people, but Tyler got a 22, which means he put together a precise solution for it, which would not look like this. So I have to re-envision how this works. I can delete this track. Ugly ass solution. This one's hilarious, okay? Because like you need to chop a piece off of this to put it on here to bind this thing. But then you need to glue the piece back on later. And so that I don't stop while I'm doing that, watch this. So I clip it, now it's chopped. And then I move them next to each other and rebind it on the side so that he carries it around the circle. And then we bind and upgrade. And then in the next position, we chop this guy off again so that we don't have to have a bunch of arms swinging through here. And then we rebind, or we accidentally bind this, because that's where I'm going to swing this into. And then we bind it, and then we move. Now, this takes time, right? And getting rid of that would optimize this probably, but I don't know a better solution yet. Anyway. I'm tickled by this. It's a little bit ugly. It's a lot ugly. It's really not the greatest solution you've ever seen. Vector Victor, that's your name? That's an airplane joke. Except you spelled Victor wrong. So, I don't know about that. Can you share a solution here? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what's the Casey word on PUBG? What does Casey have to say about PUBG? By the way, I have a new graphics card that I haven't put in yet. I have a 1080 Ti, and the reason it's not installed yet is I had to buy a new motherboard power cable, which I now have. I don't want to stop the stream to put in the 1080 Ti, but if I'm going to be playing PUBG, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. All right, I'm switching to some PUBG here. What do we call the stream name? Not Opus Magnum. So I'm a little tired from playing Opus Magnum for several days, so I may not be at peak PUBG performance. But that's just how it is. Oh, someone shared their solution. Let me, that's pretty cute. That solution that just got shared. All right, I got to set up. I got to give you guys a non-black screen. There we go. I assume that was optimizing for area.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, hello.
Let me turn John off here.
Why?
Because you'll hear yourself echo through the stream over and over again.
But that's, you have to have the skill to deal with that.
You must have the skills to deal with it.
The skills to pay the bills.
We are playing real battlegrounds here.
Alright, hold on one second. I want to make sure my voice thing is set up because I was doing some shenanigans. There were definitely some shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there were shenanigans going on, and I need
Yes.
to make sure that it's not all messed up. So I think it's good. You can hear me fine right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like these glasses I got. They're a weird shape. I need to get the rimless glasses. It'll be good.
Okay.
I think I've kind of established that I like this look the most. People kind of freak out about it.
Well, that's you. That's other people.
Yeah. Maybe I should put some clothes on.
Alright.
Feels so good to be able to talk.
Okay. I think I am all ready. So, if you don't mind terribly, I'm going to try turning on my stream at the same time to
Yes.
see whether I've gotten this working properly, because I was trying very hard to figure out how I was going to make Discord stream over mine for the next time me, Anna, Sean, and Matt do a stream, and I think I finally figured it out, but Windows did not make it easy.
Okay, so are you doing the Handmade Hero account or Seymour Tory?
No, I'm just going to stream it off the Seymour Tory.
Okay. Okay, I'll pull it up. One sec.
But otherwise, I'm ready to go. I will launch PUBG's. Get this party started. There won't be anyone on there. Like nobody knows that it's not on the Handmade Hero one, so it's not like anyone can. It will just test to see if the 4 people who ever watch that stream can see it. Oh, PUBG is updating. Was there some changes?
Yeah, there was a patch on Tuesday, I think.
Anything important?
I think they nerfed some guns. Here, I'll try and find
Oh,
the patch.
fuck, really? Like, so this is like, you need to
Like
re-educate yourself kind of a situation?
Not like re-educate. I think it was minor though. Just like some adjustments. Let me find out.
Alright, it is done updating and I am watching. Alright. PUBG is here? No. It's showing me some logos.
Oh yeah.
Gotta see some logos
So
first.
the blue is heavier. So like it deals more
Okay.
damage.
Got it.
Oh, by the
I
way,
think that's
Casey,
the
there's a
major thing.
there's a thing you can search for on the internet that tells you what file to delete to get rid of the Blue Hole startup movie.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I want to do that.
You can just
I-
delete the movie.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I will
That's-
do exactly that.
That is amazing.
Let me see here. So yeah. Should I be getting an invite from somebody, or should I invite you guys to the team, or what's happening with that situation? Anyone?
There, I embedded you.
There we go.
Are we getting a fourth, or is it just us three?
That is a good question. It's John's stream. We'll let him decide.
Well, I don't know. I don't care. Oh, auto matchmaking is on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I turned it off. Don't worry, don't worry. It just gave me a please retry again in a moment notification. You're not a good programmer unless you can loot an 8x scope.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. I think that applies to like most things in life. Like if you can't get an 8x, like you're probably not good at things. You want to try talking, Casey, for the stream?
Hello. What do you want me to say?
Just anything.
Mumbledy Frats, Grimpus, Scrimble. Is that what we're looking for here?
Yeah. Okay, so you're a little bit low for the voice relative to the game, so you could lower the desktop audio or up your mic.
Okay. Okay. You mean coming? Are you testing this on my Twitch stream?
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on a second. All right. Not really sure how to fix that, to be honest with you. Windows makes it so hard to make this work right. It's nuts.
How are you streaming right now?
So I don't really know how to fix that, to be honest with you.
It's not like super bad. It's just maybe tweak it later or something. Because that would be. So in the Blackmagic, is it giving you 2 separate audio channels for that, or is it just one?
Oh no, you can't do. So this was like the whole thing. Like this is only just barely working at all. Basically, the problem is that. So on the Windows machine, Windows doesn't provide a way for you to output to the HDMI the same thing that you output to your headphones. Like
Yeah.
that's completely off the table. They were like, there's no way to do that.
Yeah.
So in order to actually make this work, what you have to do is use this like hidden audio device that usually will be there if you can find the rest of it with the stereo mix thing.
Yeah, it's virtual audio cable.
No, not virtual audio cable.
Oh.
Virtual audio cable doesn't work on Windows 10. Well, not virtual audio cable. So normally what you use is that Che volume thing. That doesn't work on Windows 10 anymore since the last update, which is awesome. And neither does Audio Router.
Okay.
So I don't know about virtual audio cable, but that doesn't allow you to do multiple outputs, as far as I know. That's only a reroute. It's not a duplicate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think it does actually duplicate.
So okay, so that maybe that would work. I don't know. I didn't exhaustively try things because eventually, what you can do to avoid having to use one of those is you can use the hidden stereo mix option, which does allow you to output the thing.
Yeah.
The only problem with it is you cannot set independent volume levels separate from the mix that you would just get through your headphones.
Yeah. Okay.
But right now in my headphones, it actually sounds like the right balance. So I'm wondering if something else is actually going on. The people on my stream say it sounds pretty good to them. I don't know.
Okay.
They might just have a different preference though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, are we playing here or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm ready to.
Okay, so we'll see. I'll also listen to the recording after and see what I think of it. Maybe I'll listen to it and it'll be like, no, it sounds totally different than what I'm hearing in my headphones. Something's fucked.
So I had an idea for a game
Yes.
that if I wasn't busy making too many things, I would totally slap it together.
Okay, so you're telling me to make this?
No, but
Is it called Windows Audio Router, the game?
well, no, because I was playing Golf It on a previous stream with like Fabian and stuff.
Okay.
And it was a pretty fun multiplayer simultaneous golf game, and it's a little bit actiony because even though you take turns, like they're real time turns, you can like hit whenever and you can knock the other guy's ball and stuff. And I was like, what this really needs is like an open world design where you like parachute in to the island that has like different mini golf setups all over the place, you know? And then you just have like MMO golfing. So that's a free game idea for everyone watching the stream.
With only 2 artists.
It could be like Putter Unknown's Putting Grounds or something.
Yeah.
It would be really good. It's actually funny, man. Those golf games are so low effort at this point. You can make a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think it's like basically just some like rigid body collision and some like triggers, and that's about it.
Yeah, basically.
Why did it uncheck my play box? I don't know why. That whole time I thought I had already hit play because I had already hit play, but then it unplayed me.
Maybe there's a ghost in your computer.
Maybe, or maybe I just got confused. It was probably because I switched out to the audio router, like maybe like I accidentally hit the spacebar or something.
If I had, when I got far enough along in the new programming language to know that I wanted to make a game in it, if I were to do that today, it definitely would be a multiplayer golfing game and not a Pokemon game. But that's just what we started building, and now we're pretty far along. So
I don't want to spoiler anything, but I have a game that I would like you to be building in your new programming language.
really,
Yeah. And I'll just leave it there.
okay. Well, we're gonna do that eventually. It's on the roadmap, man.
Alright, well, I am so excited for that fucking roadmap, my dude.
Well, let me know, and I'll use my early access to start building it.
Okay.
No?
So,
Okay. Well, we can do a Pachinki warm-up.
sure. So, am I correct in thinking that for whatever reason, right-clicking on items to pick them up is just way slower than dragging? For what the game just makes it slower for some reason?
Yeah, so it's actually slower if it's not off of a button. Like they don't separate the animations to have it just be generalized. It's like the animation is different for when you're
Right,
picking
but
up
even on the
items.
inventory screen, like right-clicking is very slow.
Yeah. I just generally drag most things unless I'm equipping something that's already in my inventory.
Yeah, because I was watching, like, pro streamers, and they always drag, and I was looking at the time, how much difference the time was, and it was just dramatic. Like, dragging is, like, so much faster.
But also the thing about dragging is you never get the wrong item. Like if you right-click and then, that disappears, and then the other thing you were going to click moves.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because
Yeah,
that
where are we
happens
landing?
pretty much all the time. I don't know.
Landing almost directly on blue.
Okay.
I'm going to this small one floor.
Dude, I haven't played this game in like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
Playing
played
Opus
since I
Magnum.
played with you.
Oh, there's a guy running towards you guys right now. I'm sure you'll be able to handle them, but just so you know, he was running towards your building. Uh-oh. And he's probably gonna take me out as I try to get
I've got a shotgun on me if
I
you
have
need
an
one.
AK, but
I'm trying to duck out of it. No, I'm dead. I couldn't quite make it to you. I tried.
I'm coming over there.
Whoa! Someone just like tried to light him up, but I don't know who
there's
it
guys
was.
everywhere.
Yeah. I'm coming to you, John.
Ah, man.
Ah,
His friend
Where is he?
his friend got me. I downed him. It took
Oh, I
me
see him,
too
I see
long
him.
to down him, but I downed him and his friend got me.
Ah, shit.
Oh, that was in 1897 even.
Yeah.
That guy wasn't even that damaged. I just sprayed and totally missed him. Too many logins.
what does that even mean? Does that mean,
I would like
one
to
of-
point
one
out-
of your connections is still active, and it can't tell, or something.
I think they think John is just as good as two people, so they're telling
Yeah.
him to stop.
Yeah.
That seems highly likely.
Yeah.
Keep asking.
Okay,
for
mine
me to
just crashed.
announce unannounced
Mine just
video
straight up
games.
crashed, and is now asking me to send a crash log. This game had never crashed on me until the latest server update thing, and now it crashes on me every so often.
Huh.
I'm gonna restart my UI.
All right, relaunching. Fantastic.
Well, that didn't work.
What happened?
I'm still getting too many logins.
Yeah, me too. And I just restarted my whole game.
This is brilliant game design because that's the penalty for dying.
Yeah,
That.
Right,
It's-
it increases that tension.
basically. It's trying to become a horror game by making you dread not playing.
Oh, I got it. Alright, I probably shouldn't have totally kamikaze that guy, but whatever.
No, it's fine.
Whatever.
That was the warm-up match. It's all right.
Yeah.
Maybe we should compete in tournaments as a team. Get Sean.
We would
like,
not
yeah.
finish very high in that tournament.
I believe in us. Okay. It's not about the end result.
Look, all you
It's
have
about
to
the
do
journey.
is get some health kits and then hide in the rocks and just keep taking the health kits as long as you can. And then you win the
Exactly.
tournament.
Exactly. See, John is forward thinking about this. He's already coming up with strats for us. We just need to come up with a team name.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
I'm thinking John and the boys. I think that's it.
No, I mean, for landing point, I don't care about team names. Team names are immaterial.
How about Team Immaterial?
Yes. Yeah, that was like good.
Where are we thinking of landing? Any idea?
I'm landing about northwest,
Alright,
around green.
alright.
There's a team that's long jumping above us.
Wow, I totally expected you to have more people with us.
There's one.
We have a team. Yeah, we have a
two,
team with
two
us.
teams.
Yeah.
Three people. Looks like.
It's
Probably
someone
a
going
fourth that I
warehouse?
just can't
Yeah,
see.
it's going warehouse.
I'm going warehouse. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going.
Yeah, they're all east, and one south.
I hope there's good weapons in here.
Okay.
I still
got a
think
smoke
that-
grenade, so we can smoke them.
I still
Pistol?
think there's things I do wrong. I must be doing wrong in looting because it still looks like streamers pick up things. Their interface goes faster than mine, and I just do not understand what I'm doing wrong.
You're not spamming it.
I guess.
I still only have a pistol. Kinda sucks.
I have an extra micro Uzi if you want it, John.
Oh, I got a rifle.
Okay.
M16. So what are we thinking? Do we hit these guys or do we...
I think we shoot them.
Really?
I'm sorry.
I have a silenced pistol.
Okay,
I can
yeah,
send
so the
12
garage
shots
over here
at
is
it.
open.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just firing into some windows over there with my suppressors.
Okay.
Maybe they'll think it's
Yeah,
a
there's
suppressed
some-
big boy gun.
Doors east. Take this SKS.
I also
Kinda
have
getting
a
all
micro Uzi.
Fused up here. All right.
Oh, I don't have a backpack yet. That's what I'm missing. Oh, that was a shot.
It's southeast.
I'm coming into your building, Devin.
Okay.
Just because I got nothing else to do right now. Which direction should I loot towards Naysayer, or what do you guys want to do here?
I've got these 2 buildings in my little square. If we go east, we're gonna hit those. Oh, a guy is directly to my east.
I see him. I see him. I see him.
He just went in that building. Oh, you're
There's a
shooting
guy
at
on the
someone different.
there's a guy on the broken wall southeast as well.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay.
Oh shit,
Okay, I
that's
see
the
him.
first.
Coming up towards you. Is he at this orange building?
Oh, I'm getting shot at bad. I'm not sure from where. It sounds like from
Across
the
the
right.
street. There's someone across the street. Like southeast across the street. I think in... Yeah, he's I hit him twice. The guy across the street. There's a guy near me.
Yeah, there's 2 guys on our side. There's one at the red 2-story with roof access.
There's a guy near
He's
this little
behind it.
shack to the east.
Okay. Yeah, I saw
saw
him.
me.
That's the guy I was shooting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running backwards. Here and back to the back shack. Yeah, he's run. I hit him.
Okay, I'm gonna come down and push.
Yeah, we gotta just push this. We can't just.
Man.
I'm gonna throw a decoy smoke. And get
Watch
there.
out, you're in view of the guy across the street.
It's
wherever
fine.
he is.
I threw a decoy smoke.
No idea where they are.
There's 2 over here by this red building, 2-story. Yeah, they're in the building.
Okay.
And one's on the other side.
I'll go around the other side of the building.
Yeah, they're right here. This red 2-story in front of me.
Okay. Oh, I took shots from
Yeah, killed one.
Oh, I see that.
I'm going up to the roof.
I'm with you.
Okay, does
There's
anyone have
someone,
meds?
I have some. Yeah. Here.
Here, I got bandages. I got bandages. It's good.
Okay. All right.
Just realized. Okay, I killed one guy on the outside of this wall.
The guy in this
one
red
more
building
east.
across the street,
Yeah,
southwest, next to the tower.
yeah, I hear him. Okay, that guy's pissed.
I kind of
He's
want to
just
push
shooting.
him now.
There's one guy east, so be careful trying to exit the house. He's probably on our north right now.
God damn it.
Dude, I told you he was there.
No, that was just my keys being awesome. I was trying to go out of them as quickly as I can, and I did the opposite of that.
I have no meds, so... Shit.
He's right around the corner. He's on my body.
Ah! The micro Uzi failed me. I was too far. I should have iron sighted it.
It takes a while to get the my key legs back. Like I
Yeah, I'm
find
not
I'm
used to
really
it.
slow at doing everything all of a sudden. Like even basic key combinations, I'm messing up.
Alright, 17 hit points. Not nothing. So are iron sights, are those sighted for 50 meters or how far are they?
I think it's like 50, yeah. It's like really small. Well, no, I think they might actually be 100, but they're just so small that it feels like it's 50. Because they don't have any, like, much zoom. I think it's like 0.8 or something. The session needs more grenade trolling. Well, I tried. I only found one smoke basket. So.
At least we got in this time.
Yeah.
Too many connections.
What?
Or too many logins. What does it say? Too many logins?
Wait, you're not in?
No, I'm in. I just was saying what it kept saying to us before. Too many logins, too many something.
We'll probably find out again in like 30 minutes.
I probably should have pushed the guy across the street when I hit him, because hitting someone twice with an M16 is substantial. So he probably had the field. I feel like playing it too safe is not that great when it's 3-on-4.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because you gotta like hit them as soon as you can and equalize before they know what's happening.
Yeah, and there are 2 squads there, so that one made it kind of difficult to do that effectively. Because there was one on our side and then one on the south side.
That's true. Oh, I undershot woefully. I was just not paying that much attention.
Screwing around again.
You and your gosh darn shenanigans.
What you do in practice is what you do in the game. That's what the coaches used to say on my like sports teams when I was in high school.
What kind of sports do you play?
I was on the baseball team and the ski team.
Sweet.
Not really. I don't really like sports.
I don't either.
Our school was small enough that, like, if you just wanted to play, you were on the team. Like, it was not like a real place where you know, had to make the team. Like, they could not afford to tell someone they couldn't play because at the worst case, you were going to be sunk, right? Like,
Yeah.
We'll like put you as a backup even if you are like completely helpless. Had a backpack. I don't know why I picked up a second backpack.
Well, I actually got a sight this time, which might have helped in that last battle.
Which way am I? Are we alone here? Have you seen people yet? I have not seen anyone.
There were
in the
people
fog.
coming in, but they may have gone Watertown, I think.
Okay.
But they may have come here. I don't, you know, I don't actually know.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. That's true.
I got a VSS. It's gonna go perfect.
Good weapon in the fog, man.
There's a level 2 vest up here on the top floor if anyone needs it desperately.
Or vestpritly. Am I right? Am I just okay? It's fine.
No, you're right.
I don't really want.
I give it a solid 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I don't love the micro Uzi, to be honest.
I usually like it.
I have a
Are you
stock
good with
for it
that?
if you want it.
I think I'm gonna let someone else have that unless. I'm not very effective. Well, then
Yeah,
again, I'm not very effective with anything, so.
I'm going VSS this game just to freak out people.
It has a nice sound.
It does.
You know. Or lack thereof, I suppose.
That and people can't really hear it past like 50 meters or something. What guns do you have, John?
AK Micro Uzi.
Okay. I have an 8X if anyone wants it. I don't know
I've got a Mini
how.
14.
Yeah, I don't know how good it's gonna be for the fog because you're basically gonna be staring into the white,
fog,
but like, you hear. I can't use it, and I don't want to use it, so.
The more important question is how many smoke grenades do I have? And the answer is 4.
That sounds.
I have 0.
Well, you're not a team player if you don't have smoke grenades. Because in the fog especially, look, the smoke is camouflaged in the fog, because they don't know if it's
Yeah.
fog or smoke.
Exactly.
So it's like more effective.
Yeah. Casey, there's a level 2 vest over here if you don't already have one.
I did not. Where are you right now? Okay.
Marked it.
I looked.
Yeah, marked it green. It's up on the tower thing.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going VSS and SKS.
Oh, damn. Snipe only?
Yes.
There is another VSS here if someone wants it.
Maybe I'll go double VSS. So
Okay.
quick swap.
That does not make any sense.
Kinda tempted to get it.
I say go for it. We could be the smoke VSS boys.
Let me see what's upstairs.
Bullet loops for a car 98. Oh, I'm just finding the weirdest assortment of things.
I'm dropping.
I still have not found an AR. I do have a Mini 14. I just couldn't find an AR for some reason. Oh, ask and you shall receive. Thank you for the M16.
Alright, I'm gonna take the VSS since I have a full auto weapon. Wait.
There's a Scar L here if anyone wants it.
Oh dude, I want that.
Okay, marked it green. It's in the bathroom of that house.
I still never
There's
found...
someone 165 shooting.
Close?
Distant.
No, yeah, I hear that. I was wondering if you had visual.
They're like between us and the school. Probably the hill or something.
Dropping an AK. Taking a Scar L. And a P18C, you didn't mention that.
I dropped that on purpose.
Oh god. Dude.
Has
I don't want to. I don't need a pistol.
Yeah, it's true.
Has
I've
anybody
never,
s-
in fact, used a P18C effectively, so...
Oh
seen
really?
any
It's
5.56?
like it's pretty nice. I have 5.56. I have 30 of it if you need it.
I mean, I have some. I just was. I'm going to be constrained.
Well,
on...
I'm not using it at all.
Okay.
So
Yes, I will
Yeah.
take that if at some point you are bored of it. I will trade you. I could trade you for a handgun suppressor even.
I just dropped 109 mil and 67.62 on the screen marker. Because I've got a lot of...
how you two doing on meds?
5
I'm
first
good.
aids, 1 painkiller, 2 energy.
I'll do
Jesus.
that. I only have 2 first aids, 1
Okay.
painkiller, 2 energy.
John, do you want a 2 or 4x?
I have a 2,
Okay.
and I don't really have a good 4x weapon, except of course I have the VSS.
Yeah.
I'd take a 4x if you wanted on the for the Mini 14. Oh,
Someone threw a grenade. That was not me.
not me.
Alright. What direction? Do you know?
Yeah,
South of us.
southwest.
Yeah. Here, Casey. Here's the ammo.
Thank you.
Whoops, sorry. That was me trying to punch the wall correctly. Get my...
Here, I'm gonna go up in this building.
South of us. across the street south of us?
Like, the grenade was on the same side of the street as us.
Oh, I saw someone, 240 to 255. He was running like across the street, maybe, toward our side. I only saw him for a second. He was pretty far, like toward the other end of Razak. I'm gonna assume we're being flanked.
Yep.
Trying to go back that way.
Why do I not see any reticles? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he was kind of coming toward where we started. Do you want a site, Casey?
I have one.
Okay.
Southwest, other side of street. Yeah, I'm marking where they are. They're in green.
Alright.
Oh, I see one on the roof.
I'm gonna take VSS shots if I see him.
I don't see him
Oh,
on the
yeah.
roof. I'm trying.
Oh my god, I'm freaking him out. They're on the roof on green.
I don't see him.
Oh, I love this. They have no clue where I am. Because I'm out of audible range, they can't do
I
anything.
do not see them.
Yeah, they're on the, like, top rightmost one. Most west. Yeah, and then there's one, like, 2 buildings to the left of that.
Oh, I just saw a blood splat.
Yeah.
Let me get up on the hill.
Come with you, Naysayer.
I think they got off the
They're-
roof by now, probably.
There's one on the roof, but yeah, no, they're pretty much fighting the people on the hill. There's a big school fight. Oh, there's one dude down on the fucking hill.
How do you see this? I can't see it.
Direction?
210 of me. I have no clue for you guys. I'm freaking him out. They're up. There's one dude down on the hill and one dude trying to res him.
Wish I could get eyes on these guys.
Yeah, me too. It's like
Are
it's
you
a
on
whole
a roof right now?
I am on a roof, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get some elevation in here.
They just rezzed. They're on the west side of the back side of the hill. Southwest side of the hill, if you will. I freaked him out because I hit him a couple of times. Man, I really need extended draw, or extended quick draw for this.
So they went over the hill, you're saying?
Yeah, they went over the hill to hill. Okay. They're gonna have to come to us for the next circle. So.
Who knows if they'll come back this way?
Hmm.
Especially if you scared him.
I think that'd give them extra reason. They want to kill me. But Jesus, the bullet drop on this is terrible.
Which weapon? VSS?
Yeah. I didn't want to use my SKS because then they know exactly where I am.
Zeroed for 100 meters, man. They're not much more than 100 meters.
They're like 300 meters from me.
Really? What?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're like right here on the map.
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to go back toward the other end?
Oh,
of
I
town?
see him. They're at the tower.
Yep. And there's guys going the other way. There's guys going west also from tower. Popped back over the hill. It may be all the same team. Okay, they're coming down toward the Dacia garage. I'm gonna get back to Devon's side of town.
I'll come with you.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm in circle, so it's probably a good idea. There's a boat north of me driving in the water. Someone shooting at it from the north as well. It's very, very distant though.
so those guys are probably gonna head toward that bend in the road, maybe?
Yeah, I think they're coming towards where I'm gonna have an outlook on.
Alright.
Oh Jesus, that scared me.
Just knocking out some windows.
This is the one. This has bars on the windows. I hate that.
Can you guys window jump?
Yeah.
No.
It's so fun.
I don't
It
really
probably
understand why
shouldn't
it's
be
in
in
this
the
game.
game. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, what's the plan here, folks?
Oh, I see them. East 105.
Okay.
They just went behind the building.
Which building?
That was east, directly east, the two-story red.
Up the hill?
Yeah, they're on the left of it.
Okay.
Just taking pot shots at him at this point.
They kind of went off the backside there.
Yeah. I hit a couple of them, so it's alright. It's whittling them down. Okay, I'm getting out of here.
Coming up behind you, no sir.
Look at that grass just hanging off the edge of the hill.
No, that's what grass does in real life.
Let's see, do we get lucky for the next circle? Nope. Well, kind of, but not
What do
really.
we want to do here? You can chase these guys toward the bridge. They'll be exposed if they go to it. Or if they try to go in the water.
I think they already crossed.
Well, let's see. Let's speculatively. I'm pushing the hill.
So there were shots like way earlier north of us, but if anything it'd be around Wizard Tower.
Yeah, I don't see these guys. Someone's asking, are we spicy drops or tactical? Well, I expected that to be more spicy than it was.
Yeah. There was like almost no one that went directly with us, so
Yeah.
they were all
But, like, I
landing
was trying to get eyes on that team, and I didn't ever see them.
Yeah.
And then if I run too far from where you are, just dumbly
Yeah,
trying
they were
to
just
finding them, that's
yeah,
a
they were
bad
just
run.
all like ridiculously far from us, so it kind of put a damper on any spiciness that there would be.
What do you think about these buildings?
Let's clear them. Just gonna go in with my SKS since it's really good short range. Oh, that's super close. Northeast 60. Let's wait for John to get near us. They were here. Yeah, that door is open. Oh yeah, that's I'm gonna go over to this side of the hill and try and get eyes on them. They were definitely up here.
Who are you shooting at?
I knocked one. They're over here northeast of me. I can see some down at the tree. The furthest tree, and then they should be more left of that. But,
I don't know what counts as the furthest tree.
Yeah, me neither.
on the right, the furthest tree that we can see northeast. They were on that.
I can see
there
a
should
lot
be
of
more
trees.
left.
I don't know.
It's fine. Getting eyes on this next group. I have eyes. There are 15 of me.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm getting shot. Oh, you guys aren't anywhere near me. No.
No, this guys came up behind us.
Yep.
I got shot from 240. And from 15. I think I got shot from 240. Yeah. Well, I'm behind the hill pretty safely if you want to try and res.
No, I can't get to you. These people are in between us. Well, okay. That's fine.
Full disclosure, I'm wearing some new pants right now, and they are pretty sweet.
Nice. What kind of pants?
They were from Eddie Bauer, surprisingly enough, which I've never really shopped at before, but it was very good. It's the first time I've had new pants in like 5 years.
Apparently I hit someone with one of those VSS shots when I was just plinking them. That was a really shitty round. I don't want to play another round like that.
Yeah, fog maps are kind of...
It's not really the fog map. I mean, we just didn't know what we were doing the whole time, and we were just being completely random, and it didn't feel... It's like we didn't know what we were doing, and sometimes we were doing nothing, and then sometimes we were running off, taking initiative, and like, I don't know. And nobody knew what was happening.
I would like to make a suggestion, John.
Yeah.
I think you should try just like being squad leader for one round, where like literally just say what to do and we'll do it.
I don't want to do that.
And then the next time someone else can do it.
I don't want to do that.
Well, it's pretty rough if no one does that though, because then you just basically sit around people going like, well, maybe I'll do this or maybe I'll do that, and you don't get much cohesion. You know, it helps if one person just be like, all right, I'm just gonna pick what we're gonna do. Like, you know, you don't have to tell someone explicitly what to do.
I mean,
so like, we're gonna push this building or we're gonna do this thing, and it's like, okay.
In other cases or at other times, I might feel like doing that, but right now.
Well, what would you suggest then?
Well, I mean, we just have to have the intention to come to a decision and do things. Like we just did that time.
I see one group with us.
Hmm?
Yeah, they're northwest.
Yep. I see him.
Alright, well I have a shotgun if we ever want to go on those guys. I have 2 shotguns. Extra level 2 vest on me.
They're driving away.
Someone just took a vehicle, yeah.
Yeah, that's 150. Yeah. It's relatively near Casey. Not really. They're kind of south of them.
Yeah, they left rather hurriedly, it seems. They did not snoop around. That was not a good loot run for me, if I'm honest. Did they leave just because we were here?
No, that wasn't them.
Okay, so
They all landed like northwest in the city.
so who was it? Just some
Probably some
happenstance?
random. Yeah.
Because that was a little odd.
Odd.
It was just weird. Okay, this is absurd. Still no backpack.
Really, I passed tons of them, dude.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
there's an
how luck
extra.
works.
There's an extra level 1 on green if you need it. It's just.
I may have to. It's always a bit risky dropping here. Not here as Yasnaya, but here the
Yeah.
building that I picked, because sometimes it goes well and sometimes it goes poorly. It's not a risk-free kind of situation.
You gonna do a smoke game, John?
I
We
don't
still need
know.
to hotbox one house.
Well, we'll see if we get the opportunity. I am not really getting any smoke grenades this game, so had
Mm.
plenty last game.
Yeah, I only have
game
one,
before.
but it's better than none, I guess.
Can I go out this window? Maybe not.
So do they like amp up the sounds of your teammates' footsteps? Because it always seems like I can hear my teammates from further than I can hear enemies.
I
You
don't
know
know.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh, 210, 500 plus meters out. Casey, I'd advise coming back to the south side of the road.
Okay.
All those people landed there and they're probably moved pretty far east now.
Coming back.
Oh. Heard that.
I assume that was at me because it sounded pretty close.
Yeah, I think so. I'm moving into a position to see if I can give you cover.
I didn't really need the cover. I think they
Yeah.
couldn't really get at me from where they were.
Yeah, that
Well, I just
sounded
wanna-
directly north of me.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where they are.
Was that a UMP?
I see him, 330 of me on the other side of the road.
I see one. He's coming around to where I am, so if you look at where my reticle is, he's trying to come around,
He's over the gas thing.
and he's going to come around the side, at least the one that I was tracking. I'm
Okay,
trying to get out
there's
of there.
one on the broken wall side. Yeah, he's right there.
Trying to form up with you, Naysayer. Alright, I see what
I had no idea where those guys were that whole time. Aside from when I first heard the shots.
I killed the guy who killed you. He's dead,
There's still more, yeah.
but I assume someone will be coming.
Maybe. I was in a sniper battle with this guy, but I'm just rushing him.
Oops, that was my move. What the fuck? Damn kids. Who grenaded?
Me. I threw around the direction of this guy, but I don't know where he is. I'm gonna come to you. I'm expecting someone to be between us.
He wasn't. You think he's around the corner here? Since I heard footsteps, maybe they were just yours. I don't think
Might
they
have
were.
been mine. Yeah.
Like I said, this game seems to amp your teammates' footsteps for me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just hallucinating.
Gonna go up church steps.
Alright. I'm trying to bandage a little. Oh,
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, they're 255 of me.
I just got worked.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're. I
That was
couldn't
better.
even
He
see that
outplayed
guy.
me.
He's fucking tangled between the jungle gym. Okay, let's do some spicy drops.
Yeah, I mean, 4 infuriatingly shitty games in a row is too much, so I think spicy drops is the remedy.
Spicy drops and ice cream.
All right.
Isn't Mr. Robot? Yeah, I think I've already air kicked it. Oh, perfect. Going straight over my team.
See where we're going?
Good.
Like
Yeah.
military for spicy drop.
That'll be a spicy drop.
Oh.
Nice plane
Good.
lag.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
don't
it's got some
exactly-
insane rubber banding.
I never know what's gonna happen in cases like that.
Sometimes I hope that it kind of just flies us off, and whoever's sitting furthest back is the one that wins.
That's how it works in real life, right?
I think so.
Whoever's sitting at the far back of the plane just like totally survives. And it's
Yeah.
fine. They're just like, they just walk away.
He's like, I got a little bit of shit over me because the toilets exploded on him. But
This is actually not that spicy compared to what one might have expected.
It is true.
Not
It's a
that
good
it will
thing,
not
though,
still
'cause
be
I
quite. It'll be quite spicy still, I think, but just not as spicy as I
There's a
thought.
dude right here on me.
we can just play this spicy then.
Yeah, I never go to military base, so I'm just gonna like. This is my learning the fucking layout here.
There's a guy on me.
Kill him.
Well, I'm trying to find him. Shit, I'm dead already. Fuck!
Okay.
I didn't even see him. He was right there. I'm just quitting. I'm
Rainbow
too
time.
tired tonight.
Okay.
That's fair.
See you guys later.
Okay, man. Take it easy.
Okay, take it easy.
5 shitty games in a row is a sign that I shouldn't be playing.
Or that you need to play more.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
I was probably gonna go to bed after this anyway, so.
Alright, see you guys later.
Take it easy.
Okay, take it easy.
Goodbye, stream. I'll see you guys later on. Thanks for coming by for whatever that was.